back. My name is Candice Sanderson, and with me is my co-host,
Cari Palmer.
and we want to welcome you to episode 46 of Spiritual Conversations, where today we will be discussing balance. You know when you're out of balance, right? That's easy enough. But how can we be proactive and stop it before it's too late? Stay tuned. Cari, recently I've been thinking about balance and how that is actually the key to survival. If you've ever driven late at night, you know how you're tired and you might find yourself like drifting to the right and then drifting to the left. And it's only when you find that perfect balance between the right and the left that you actually stay in the lane that's designed for you. That's the lane that will sustain you. That's true about life as well too. The only thing is it's a lot easier said than done, especially when emotions are involved. It can be relationship challenges, whether it's at work, with friends, with family. It becomes a challenge when belief systems clash with each other, especially if it's over religion or politics. And we know those are two subjects that rightfully so are taboo during dinner time conversations. Yeah.
Yep.
No way. No way.
Any conversations. Yes.
Absolutely. But you know what? It's more than these obvious topics. It's learning to seek a balance in all aspects of life. It's learning to know that there's always more than just one side, even if it's your side, to any picture. When you look at the deeper level, you might just realize that everything that we do is part of the lessons that we learn here on Earth. We are in Earth School 101, and we live in a world filled with duality. How do we know heat if we can't experience cold? What I think is it's just a matter of perspective. First of all, when we start to view duality as opposite poles of the very same phenomenon, instead of seeing them as separate aspects, then we begin to realize that we are and can be in control. We're the ones who decide where we want to be on this scale from hot to cold. So using this analogy of temperature, if we're too far to the right, we get burned. If we slide too far to the left, we freeze. So the question is, where is that balance? What works best for us? It's all a matter of degrees, but always remember that we are the ones that are in charge of this slider on the scale of life. And my question today is, how can we do this? Let me go ahead and give you an answer that has worked for me. It's bringing everything back to the heart. Cari, remember in my first book, The Reluctant Messenger, the messengers told me about something that's called the emotional guidance system. The heart is in the very center of this emotional guidance system. When we learn to silence our minds, we begin to enter a space of expanded awareness. And it's within this space that we begin to tap into these higher vibrational frequencies from our guides and angels. And this, to me, is the key on where we can find balance.
Wow. Balance is everything. I know when I started listening originally to the teachings of Abraham Hicks, the law of attraction, it's like they refer to everything, the two sides of a stick. It's like, which end of the stick do you want to be dealing with? And, as we know, everything is completely our choice. I mean, by choosing good. And I actually had to work with two people over the last 2 days about this, about where their life is just completely in an upheaval. And it's like everything is going wrong. And this was one yesterday. And I'm like, they're just like trying so hard to be what everybody needs them to be. And they're not happy. But I'm just like, no, beep, 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 back. I'm like, you have to go inside first of all. And what is it you need? What is it that you're crying for? What is coming from your core? We're all trying to follow somebody else's guidance system. Like especially when you're in a partnership, this is their journey and this is yours. But one of us usually tends to tag onto the other person's. It's so hard for us to have that individual identity. So we tend to, lock onto this person, and we're just not happy all the time because we're following their arrow with them, and we're just not happy. And we never can
Right.
figure out why. It's like when you stop and think, okay, they've got their journey, I've got mine.
Mhm.
Do they connect? Can they stay together? I mean, that is something we all have to think about. But you have to follow your guidance, which is taking you to your plan for your life on this planet. And if you don't, your emotions are off whack, everything is off whack.
Right.
Your emotional guidance system is totally off kilter because you're not happy, because you're not doing you, you're doing somebody else. And
Right.
yeah, that is huge. That's huge.
And it's so easy to get into that rut. I live near water and I'll see boats that go by. And as a boat goes by, they create this wake, this channel of water. And it's so easy. It's like in relationships, whoever is on that boat and going the fastest or the farthest or that's ahead of you, it's so easy to drift into their wake and just go along. And that's natural to do that. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh my goodness, I'm out of whack, I'm out of kilter, I'm just off balance. And this is what we're trying to do today, is to empower you to realize you can start changing things, changing your life before you've realized this. Oh my goodness, everything is out of sorts. When you first feel that you're going into someone else's wake, that's the perfect opportunity to just stop, pause, and realize, wait a minute, where am I going with this? Go within, think about what your heart feels is right, and then do what works best for you. Use your heart. It is that portal to the other side. It is that very wise organ that can help us in all major decisions in life. But we have to take the opportunity to just stop, pause, and listen to its wisdom.
Especially when you have that little gut feeling, just that icky feeling in your gut, because that
Yeah.
tells us it's like I'm doing what I want to do. One thing that I realized, because these last 2 years, 3 years for me have been just life changing. I did not realize how much I said yes to things in the last 20 years, that I
Yes.
every part of me wanted to say no. But it's like we
Yes.
are like, okay, what is our duty? What is our obligation? And so we say, all right, and then we go kicking and screaming. We're just not nice the whole time. We're just not where we want to be. But it's so natural for humans to, it's like, especially married couples, it's like you feel the obligation. This person wants to do it, therefore I must go. But I mean, I have totally changed that because I have to be honest with myself. Like, does this really feel like something I want to do? Because if it doesn't, I need to say no, thank you. But with the groups that I'm around now, we honor each other's, like, no, I honor that choice. You do what you need to do. But it's like we follow each other, we do what the other person wants to do, and we're all icky inside and it feels crappy because we just want to be happy, but we don't know what makes us happy because we haven't taken the time to shut up and go inside and find out who
Right.
we are and what we're screaming to be and do in this lifetime. Yeah, we're
Right.
always following along, and just I've learned to say no, and it feels so good. And yes, but for what I want to say yes to.
But that is so empowering because we tend, or I can't speak for other people, but I know I tend to say yes. I mean, I can remember when I first started my career, they wanted me to be on a speakers panel. And I would go out in the community and speak on anything related to psychology, child abuse, relationships, anything and everything. And I absolutely hated it. I hated getting up in front of a group and speaking. And instead, I just said, Great, yes, I'd love to do that." And I thought, "Candace, what's the matter with you? Of course you don't want to do that."
I knew it
But
as
I
soon as you said it. I'm like, this is not
it's
you.
like,
So yeah.
"No, no, I don't wanna do that." I didn't wanna hurt someone else's feelings, but what happened is I kept compromising myself instead of really being true to myself and saying, "I'm honored that you asked me, but no, thank you." I went ahead and did that, and then the next one, and the next one, and the next thing. And before long, I was the person that people would come to if you wanted anything done. Oh, she always says yes. And instead, I'm just going, oh no. But now I've realized I am important, and the decisions I make are decisions for me. I need to do what's right for me. And there's a very diplomatic way to say no to other people. You bring it back to yourself. I really wish I could help. I understand you need this, and I'll help find someone else who could do that. But right now, I'm not in a position where I can.
Right. Yeah, spin it nicely so they're not hurt over it, but because many people still can't take honesty. It's like, but we want you to do this. You'd be perfect for it. But my gut says no. But you can't explain that to most people. So you do have to just try and gingerly soothe it. Like, yeah, let's find you somebody that's really good at this because I wouldn't be. Something like
Right,
that.
right.
Especially when your stomach is in a knot because you don't want to be doing it. That's the thing. You got to follow your
Exactly.
arrow.
Exactly. Follow your arrow. So
Yeah.
the next time when you find yourself becoming upset because you're out of balance, use this as an opportunity to learn. It's a chance for you to take control, for you to choose a different place to be on that scale. It's a chance to expand your awareness, become in touch with what your truth is with a capital T,
Yes.
and then do something about it.
And when you start doing this, when you start listening to yourself, saying yes to yourself, then you're raising your vibration. You no longer putting yourself in situations to where you don't feel good. It's like it continually raises your energy, your frequency. It's just all part of this growth process that is going to naturally make your life better automatically.
Right. When you say no to someone else, think about it this way, you're actually saying yes to yourself. And that is a beautiful place to be in, where you are number one, you are empowered, you are empowering others to do the same as well.
And then you give
So,
so much more of yourself that you could give away because you're just a much happier, fulfilled person. You've been honest and true to yourself. Nothing feels better than that. Nothing.
right. Perfect place to stop because we are in balance right now.
Yes, we are. And we're going to stay that way.
Yes. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today on Spiritual Conversations. We would love to have you subscribe, like, and share. Feel free to make comments. And until next time,